Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to start our chapter number 5 of part B, that is accounting ratios. Day by day, in various chapters, we are doing the tools which are helpful to make the analysis of financial statement. This is also another tool to analyze the financial statement, that is accounting ratios. What are accounting ratios? For learning the accounting practice, the meaning should be clear to us. Absolute figure expressed in the monetary term in the financial statement by themselves are meaningless. When you did the chapter number, basic chapter 1, 2, or any other chapter, you find that when you prepare the financial statement, these statements are to be shown in figures, and figures has huge amount. It may be lakhs, crores, and it is not possible to make analysis through these large figures, as well as to find a meaningful conclusion. It is difficult to learn those figures as well. It will be difficult to analyze as well. So ratio analysis is one of the important tool which minimize those figures in the form of percentage or proportionate, and develop a relationship between that, and tells us a very good information about the liquidity, solvency, profitability of a business. How it tells us, let's see. For example, one trader, Mr. Anil, earns a profit of rupees 1,50,000, whereas another trader, Mr. Sunil, earns a profit of rupees 1,80,000. Which one of them is more sufficient? If you see the figures, you have to find out the figures first and then analyze. And it is a very small figure about the profit only given. So many figures are there related to the profitability of the business, as well as financial position like assets, liability, equity. So many things are there. When the all things together you will get, and it is not easy to analyze. But if you want to analyze that which one is more sufficient, suppose you will get the percentage. Like Anil has employed the capital of 10 lakh, while the Sunil has capital employed of 15 lakh. We will calculate their percentage profit as per their capital employed. As Anil is earning 1,50,000 by investing the capital of rupees 10 lakh. So it means he is earning the rate of return 15%. On the other hand, Sunil is earning profit of rupees 1,80,000 for capital investing 15 lakh. So he is earning 12% for the profit. It means if we look at the ratio, at a glance we can conclude. No need to make any calculation, no need to make any other analysis. At a glance you can conclude 15% is more than 12%, means Anil traders are having a good profitability or good rate of return on their capital invested than the Sunil trader, and they are using the capital more efficiently. We can conclude immediately at a glance. So ratios are mean for this only. Now the meaning of ratio. Here the meaning of ratio is plotting on the screen. The relationship between two figures expressed in arithmetical terms is called ratio. R and Anthony also given have their specific words according to him. A ratio is simply one number expressed in the terms of another. It is found by dividing one number into other. Ratio can be expressed in the pure ratio, means proportion. You ever studied in your junior classes in mathematics 2 is to 1, 1 is to 1, 2 is to 2. So many times can be there, 5 times, 2 times, 3 times. In the form of percentage, it can be calculated as well. In fraction, it can be calculated. Let me revise in which type of ratios can be expressed. Ratio can be expressed in simple form or pure ratio. That is your ratio you did in your classes earlier. In times, in percentage, and in fraction. Now, let's come to the accounting part. How the ratios are to be calculated. For the sake of accounting treatment, you have to categorize the ratio analysis in 4 categories. In how many category ratio analysis is to be categorized? In 4 category, ratio analysis is to be categorized. Take a paper and pen in your hand and make a flow chart from the information that I am expressing now. And it is compulsory for everybody to send me the PDF of the flow chart of the classification of ratio analysis. How you have to draw it? You have to make a tree, a flow chart, classification of ratio, which will have 4 branches. The first one is the liquidity ratio, second is solvency ratio, third is activity ratio, and fourth is profitability ratio. 4 branches will be there. Then you have to spread those branches. Like the liquidity ratio also has 2 types, that is quick ratio and working capital ratio. Please mark 2 branches of liquidity ratio and name them current ratio and quick ratio. Solvency ratio is also divided in 4 types, that is your debt equity ratio, total asset to debt ratio, proprietary ratio, interest coverage ratio. I'm repeating once again as you will able to write it and note it down. First of all, the main heading is classification of ratio. Make 4 branches of this tree and make a flow chart or in the form of tree. 4 branches are there: liquidity ratio, solvency ratio, activity or turnover ratio, profitability ratio. Liquidity ratio has 2 branches, that is your quick ratio and current ratio. The current ratio has another name, working capital ratio, and quick ratio has another name of asset test ratio or liquid ratio. Solvency ratio is also has various important types. That 4 types are: make 4 branches of solvency ratio, that is your debt equity ratio, total asset to debt ratio, proprietary ratio, interest coverage ratio. Third one is your activity ratio, or you can say turnover ratio. Activity ratio or turnover ratio. Third heading also consists of 4 types. Mark 4 branches of turnover ratio or activity ratio, that is your inventory turnover ratio, debtors turnover ratio, creditors turnover ratio, working capital turnover ratio. Repeating, activity ratio also has 4 branches, that is your inventory turnover ratio, debtors turnover ratio, creditors turnover ratio, working capital turnover ratio. If I talk about the fourth type, profitability ratio or income ratio, it consists of 5 branches. Please maintain or develop 5 branches of the profitability ratio. These 5 branches are gross profit ratio, operating ratio, operating profit ratio, net profit ratio, return on investment. I hope everybody is ready with their flow chart or a tree which showing the classification of various ratios. Please look at the classification very carefully, then turn by turn we will start the explanation of each type of ratio analysis. We will start with the liquidity ratios. See, what is liquidity? Liquidity means it refers to ability of the firms to meet its current liability. It means the ratio which shows that how much the firm is capable to pay its current liability. Now, what are the current liabilities? Your trade creditors, your bills payable are your current liability that are to be paid during 1 year. The firm which has ability to meet its current liability means the liabilities those are to be paid in the short term, that is known as liquidity, and the ratio which assess the short term financial position of this concern is known as liquidity ratio. So that's why, as it shows the short term solvency of the business, it is also known as the short term solvency ratio. I'm repeating, the ratio which shows the liquidity of a business, and liquidity is the ability to bear the, to assess the Current liabilities of a business, those are known as the short-term liabilities. And these short-term liabilities can be assessed with the help of these two ratios. One is our current ratio, another is a quick ratio. Today we will talk about only these ratios. Rest of the ratios will be discussed in next and upcoming chapters. So focus on these two ratios first. Let's come to the calculation part, that how the liquidity ratio is to be calculated. First is the current ratio, which is also known as the working capital ratio. Current ratio is the ratio which expresses the relationship between the current assets and current liability. Now, what is the formula to calculate the current ratio? It is current assets over current liability. The most easiest formula you ever find in this chapter. The current ratio is equal to current assets minus current liability. Now the question arises, what is included in current assets? Please note it down, these points. It is given in your book as well. Mark there that what are included in current assets. This is the point that should be taken care. Otherwise, the formula is so simple. But you should not be mistaken while assessing that what is the value of current asset. Assessment is difficult in this while calculating the current ratio. Otherwise, formula is so easy. See how the current assets are to be assessed. When the balance sheet is given to you, out of that full-fledged balance sheet, you have to identify that what are the current assets. Those are your current investments, inventories, but excluding loose tools, stores, and spares. Excluding means that are not included. Trade receivables. Trade receivables includes bills receivable and sundry debtors less provision for doubtful debts. You can frame it in a form of formula as well. Bills receivable plus sundry debtors minus provision for doubtful debt. Next is cash and cash equivalent. Cash and cash equivalent consist of cash in hand, cash at bank, check, drafts in hand, etc. Short-term loans and advances, other current assets, and restricted to prepaid, accrued, and advanced tax. These items are excluded from the current assets. Loose tools, stores, spares, and provision for doubtful debts. As we have mentioned here in the second point, excluding loose tools, stores, and spares, and less provision for doubtful debts. Please revise these items again and again and make yourself prepared to learn these items that what are to be included while assessing the current assets. Now, what are the items are to be assessed while calculating current liabilities? These are the short-term borrowings, including bank overdraft, trade payables, bills payable, and sundry creditors. Other current liabilities, current maturities of long-term debt, interest accrued on borrowing, income received in advance, outstanding expense, unclaimed dividends, calls in advance, etc. If any short-term provision is there, like provision for taxation, will also be included in current liability. In another words, we can say all those liabilities which are to be payable in the 12 months from the date of the balance sheet within the period of the operating cycle are known as the current liabilities. So you have to keep these points in your mind while assessing the current ratio. Only those assets which are expected to be realized within a year should include it in current assets. Only those assets which are expected to be realized within a year should include it in current assets. Second point that to be kept in mind, only those liabilities which are expected to be paid within a year should be included in current liability. Only those liabilities which are expected to be paid within a year should be included in current liability. Long-term loans, debentures which are due for the payment within a year are also included in current liabilities. The term investment is used for non-current investment. Trade investments are used for as non-current investment, but the current investment, short-term investment, marketable securities are included in current asset. Please mark this point and learn it very carefully. The term investment is used for non-current investment. Term trade investment is also used for non-current investment, but the current investment, short-term investment, and marketable securities that should be included in the current assets. Loose tools, patents, goodwill, trademark, computer software are not included in current assets. Loose tool, patents, goodwill, trademark, and computer software are not included in current assets. Bank overdraft should be included in current liability. Loan, mortgage on loan, and bank loan and long-term borrowing. Therefore, these should not be included in current liabilities. So these are the points that should be considered and taken very carefully while calculating the current ratio. Let's do illustration number 1, then the concept will be more clear to you. Here in this question, you have to compute the current ratio and give your comments in it. Non-current investments are given to you. Current investments, inventories including loose tools of rupees 50,000, trade receivables, sundry debtors and bills receivable, trade payables, sundry creditors and bills payable. Long-term borrowings are there, short-term borrowings are there, short-term provision is also there, cash and bank balance. All of you, please take a pencil in your hand and consider all these items which are to be taken or which are not to be taken while calculating the current ratio. You know that the formula, whenever you start the ratio analysis, please write the formula in solution first of all. What is to identify? Current ratio is equal to current assets upon current liability. Now the question arises, which items are to be considered while assessing the current assets? Number 1, let's see. Non-current investment? No, it is not current asset. Current investment? Yes, current asset. Inventories are of 2,80,000. We have to consider the inventories while assessing it, but the loose tools are not to be considered. So 2,80,000 minus 50,000, we will have 2,30,000 as inventory. You can see in the solution as well. 2,30,000 are there. Trade receivables, yes, sundry debtors as well as bills receivable. In total, it will 1,60,000 plus 1,60,000 plus 20,000. Both are to be considered. Trade payable are the current liabilities. Long-term borrowing not included. Short-term borrowing are included in current liabilities, and trade payables are included in current liabilities. Short-term provisions, that is your provision for tax, that is also considered while assessing the current liability. Cash and bank. Cash and bank is our current asset. So it is also not to be, it is also considered to be calculated the current asset. Please attend. So current assets consist of current investment, inventory, excluding loose tools, trade receivable, sundry debtors and receivable, cash and bank balance. Current liabilities includes trade payables, short-term borrowings, short-term provisions. In this way, you are able to get the value of the current assets, that is your 4,80,000, and the value of current liability, that is 2 lakh. Now the current ratio 4,80,000 divided by 2 lakh, it is 2.4 ratio 1. I want to tell you one more important point, that the ideal ratio for the current ratio is always 2:1. It means if any of the firm or the business has its assets double than its liability, it is known as their short-term solvency position or their liquidity position is satisfactory. So if the company has a current ratio 2.4, if the comments are to be given by you as well as a solution, in that case, you have to mention the short-term financial position of the company is satisfactory, as the company has the ratio current ratio more than its idle ratio. Okay, I hope I'm clear to everybody about the current ratio. Let's recall what we have done in current ratio, then we will move to the liquidity ratio or liquid ratio or asset test ratio. Current ratio, current assets upon current liability. The ideal current ratio is 2:1. Current assets included current investments, inventory included, excluded loose tools, stores, and spares. Trade receivables are there, cash and equivalent to cash, and trade receivables should be net. Net means BR plus debtors minus provisions. Cash and equivalent to cash, cash in hand, cash at bank, short-term loans and advances, current assets. So what is included in current assets? All the current assets which are to be realized during 1 year, but excluded loose tools, stores and spares, and provision for doubtful debt. Current liability consists of short-term borrowings, but including, including with bank overdraft. Trade payable, bills payable, and sundry creditors are there. Other current liabilities are there. Short-term provisions are there. So here the points are to be considered and kept in the mind while calculating the current ratio. Then we have done the illustration number 1, in which we come to know there are the various items are given to us. We have to identify which belongs to current assets and which belongs to current liability. After calculating the value of the current assets and assessing the value of current liability, you have to consider the current ratio. And after calculating the current ratio, you have to comment whether the short-term financial position of the business is satisfactory or no. Next, quick ratio or asset test ratio or liquid ratio. Quick ratio have the formula liquid assets upon current liability. In the previous one, we did current assets upon current liability. Now in quick ratio, it is quick assets upon or liquid assets upon current liabilities. These liquid assets are known as the quick assets as well. So liquid assets means those assets which will be converted into cash and cash equivalents very shortly. All the current assets except inventory and prepaid expense are included in liquid assets. Inventory is excluded from the liquid asset because it has to be sold before it can be converted into cash. Prepaid expense are excluded from the list of the liquid asset because they are not expected to be converted into cash. Please mark these 2 points. From the 1 mark point of view, you may find the in between question carry 1 mark in your examination, that why the inventory is excluded from liquid assets, because it has to be sold before it can be converted into cash. So that's why. Why the prepaid expense are excluded from the liquid assets? Because they are not expected to be converted into cash. And you may get the question, what are the difference, basic difference between quick assets and current assets? Current assets minus inventory and prepaid expense. For current assets excluded inventory and prepaid expense are known as the liquid assets. And liquid assets include current investment, trade receivable. In that, trade receivables are bills receivable, debtor less provision, as you did in the previous one. Cash and equivalent to cash, short-term loans and advances. But if any, suppose current assets are in total given to you, so you have to deduct the inventories and prepaid expense out of that, and you will get your current assets, liquid assets out of current assets. Let's see what is the difference between current ratio and quick ratio. Current ratio establish the relationship between the current assets and current liabilities, while the quick ratio establish the relationship between liquid assets and current liability. Current ratio is equal to current assets minus upon current liability. Quick ratio is equal to liquid asset or quick asset upon current. The objective to measure the current ratio is to check the ability of the firm to meet its current liabilities within 12 months from the date of the balance sheet or within the period of operating cycle. On the other hand, quick ratio has the ability of the firm to measure its current liabilities immediately or within a month. The ideal current ratio is to be considered 2:1, while the ideal current quick ratio is considered as 1:1. True measurement. It is not the true measurement of short-term financial position because large amount is always involved in the inventory which may not be quickly convertible into cash. While it removes the shortcoming of the current ratio by excluding the amount of inventory. Let's do illustration number 2 and see how the quick ratio is to be calculated. Trade investment, marketable securities, tangible fixed assets, intangible assets, trade receivable, provision for doubtful debts, cash and bank balance, trade payable, rent payable, payables means outstanding, dividend payable, inventories, long-term borrowing, that is your 8% debentures, short-term borrowings, bank overdraft. Somebody is disturbing the screen, please don't do this. All you are very genuine students, so don't behave like this. Rub it, whatever you have did. Long-term borrowings, 8% debenture. Please clean the screen. Please make it clear whatever you did. These type of activities not suits to the student that so sincere like you. Long-term borrowings, that are your 8% debentures, short-term borrowings, bank overdraft, short-term provisions, provision for tax, income tax paid in advance. So these are the different items are given to you and you have to calculate the liquid ratio. See how the current ratio is to be calculated. Marketable securities, you just keep on marking in your books as well. Sorry. Marketable securities, trade receivables, cash and bank balance, inventories, income tax paid in advance. You have to exclude inventories or any prepaid expense is there in current quick assets. See how the quick asset is to consider or the liquid asset. Current assets are 7,20,000 which we have calculated above. Now deduct 3,90,000 as inventory and tax paid in advance, that is your 30,000. In this way, we are able to calculate our liquid assets. Current liabilities are with us that we have calculated above, that is your trade payables, rent payable, dividend payable. All these are the outstanding rent, outstanding dividend, bank overdraft, and provision for tax. All in all, we will get the current liabilities of is 2,40,000. Now, the current assets, quick assets are with us, or liquid assets, that is of 3 lakh, and current liabilities are 2,40,000. 1.25 ratio 1 will be our quick ratio. And idle quick ratio is 1:1. So we can comment the liquidity position of a business as idle is 1:1, while the company has the ratio is 1.25:1. So it can be said the current liabilities can be paid instantly by the company. Company is in position, in a satisfactory position to pay its current liability out of its quick assets or the liquid assets. In this way, you have to do the next all the question up to 5. I'm scrolling the screen. These type of items are given to you, and you have to identify the value of the current assets and current liability out of it by putting up the formula that we have discussed. If you have any query, please feel free to ask anytime. Do your examples up to 5 and practicals related to that, and then we will go for the further. I will request sir to unmute the students for the feedback session as well as query session. Yes, students, you can raise your hands, please. If you have any difficulty in the topic that we did today in In ratio analysis, if you have any query, please ask. Please raise your hands. Nobody have any query? It is one of the important chapter. You find 5 mark, 4 mark question in your examination definitely out of this chapter. So please do it so well. Yes, Lakshmi, you have raised the hands, beta. Sir, I request you to unmute Lakshmi. She want to have query. Sir, I request you to unmute Lakshmi. She want to have query. Varis, please unmute Varis. I want to take the feedback from him.